Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Last week we have read chapter number 4 of our social studies book, and your teacher had given you some short question answers from that. Today we are going to have a short review of this chapter again because it is a very lengthy chapter and I think you need more revision on that. So today we are going to have some assignments from page number 18, 19, 20 and some from 21, half of 21. So from these pages I'm going to give you some assignments and I'm going to explain them to you properly so that you can attempt them with the help of your parents, or if you are going on tuition with your tuition teacher, which I don't think you need because we are explaining everything very properly in our videos. So I hope you will be able to do it just by looking at it and the way I'm going to explain it to you. All right. So our country, Pakistan. Okay, let me explain one more thing to you. These assignments which I am going to give you today, I am not expecting that you will complete them in just 1 week. You can take more time, and because you are going to have summer vacation in June, so you can complete those assignments in June, but make sure that before coming to school, your assignments should be completed. All right, so let's start with our first assignment. Okay, so before that we are going to have a quick recap of whatever you have read in the last week. So first in this chapter we read about the role of leaders in the freedom movement. What was the freedom movement? You know it very well, that in combined India before 1947 Muslims and Hindus used to live together. So that was a combined India, right? In 1947, Pakistan came into being, and then it was divided into two countries, that is India and Pakistan. So Pakistan had all the Muslim population in it, whereas India has some areas of Muslim population and majority of Hindus there. All right. So the leaders who played very important role in the freedom movement, this freedom movement is actually the movement which was conducted to provide a separate country or to achieve a separate homeland for Muslims of India, because they were not living in a good condition over there. They were suppressed by Hindus and they were crushed by Hindus. They were not given their rights and they were living in a very, very poor state. They were not having any good posts in government departments, and they were deprived of their rights. So there were some people who felt this and they worked very hard to earn a separate homeland for the Muslims of that country. Okay, so the first name which comes to us, that is, you know the picture, he's Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and his name was Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Quaid-e-Azam was his title. So your teacher had told you that he was born on 25th December 1876, and then he started in England, then he joined National Congress, then he became a member of Muslim League. Then he realized that Congress was only working for the rights of Hindus, so he left Congress and he only joined Muslim League, which became the first Muslim party. And then he presented on different forums, he presented the case of Pakistan in a very elaborated way, and he fought for the rights of Muslims, and he kept on doing so, and his determination finally led Muslims to struggle for a separate homeland, and Pakistan came into being. All right. So Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, after Pakistan was made, he was made the first Governor General of Pakistan. You should know that and you should remember it. Then he died on 11 September 1948. All right. So the assignment that I'm going to give you today, it's okay. So on your loose sheets, you are going to write the topic and the subtopic like this. Then the question is, write short notes on these personalities under the following headings. So there are 3 personalities which we have read in our chapter. Which 3 personalities? Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Allama Iqbal, and the third one is Fatima Jinnah. All right, so we have to write short notes on these three personalities. And how are we going to write it? Just don't get worried, because I'm going to tell you everything very, very properly. The first one I have done for you. All right, so I want you all to listen to me very carefully and do the rest of the two personalities in the same way. So you have to write the name of personality, that is our first personality is Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Okay, so the birth, when was he born? And this is easily, you can see it here. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, also known as Quaid-e-Azam, he was born on 25th December 1876. So the answer is clearly here, which I have written it for you here so that you can have a very clear idea. Okay, so you can easily see Muhammad Ali Jinnah was known as Quaid-e-Azam, and he was born on 25th December 1876. All right, so in this way you are going to write about the birth of Allama Iqbal and the birth of Fatima Jinnah as well. The second point for this personality is role in the Pakistan movement. What was the Pakistan movement? That's the freedom movement that we are reading about in this chapter. And I am not asking you to write all of it as it is from the book. You have to write some points, some very important points from the paragraphs. You have to choose them, and where the achievement of that personality is mentioned properly. All right. So we are not supposed to write everything that is written in your book. You can write it in your own words, a short summary you can say, or you can write just 2-3 sentences which show that in what role the personality has played in the Pakistan movement. So for Quaid-e-Azam, if we look here, he this is all the history that how he struggled for Muslims. And here is the short summary. His determination led Muslims to struggle for a separate homeland, and finally Pakistan appeared on the world map. So his determination and his struggle, which is mentioned here, and then what happened, the achievement that he received, that was Pakistan. So Pakistan came into being, and he became the first Governor General of Pakistan. So you can write it in your own words as I have written in mine. He struggled for a separate homeland for Muslims of India, and finally Pakistan appeared on the world map as a separate country. You can also mention that he became the first Governor General of Pakistan, right? So in this way you are going to write for the other two personalities also about the birth and the role in Pakistan movement. All right. Our second personality is Allama Muhammad Iqbal. So the birth of Allama Muhammad Iqbal, we can easily see it from here. Allama Iqbal was born on 9th November 1877 in Sialkot. If you want to write that he was a poet, philosopher, barrister and scholar, that is okay. If you don't, it's totally fine. Okay. Role in Pakistan movement. What are you supposed to write in it? See, there are so many points that are written here, so you can read them properly. You can just write 1 or 2 out of them. All right. Like he inspired Muslims to fight for a country where they could practice their religion freely. And what was his achievement? The achievement is here on the next page. On 23rd March 1940, the Muslim League passed a resolution demanding a separate state for the Muslims of India. So this Lahore resolution was actually because of the struggle of Allama Iqbal, though he died in 1938 and the resolution took place in 1940. But this was actually the efforts of Allama Iqbal that this resolution took place. All right, so you can write about this in his role. Okay. So the third personality, I hope you have understood it well. You can take help from your parents or any sibling, any elder, but I think you can easily do it in your own words. Don't ever get worried that how are we going to express things in our own words. This is your start. It's all right if you do it wrong, we will correct it. But there is no need to worry that what happens if we write it in a wrong way, or what happens if we don't know how to write it. You should have the confidence, and you have to build that confidence in yourself that you can express things by yourself. All right. The third personality is Fatima Jinnah. So for Fatima Jinnah, again we have those two headings, which is birth. So here in your book, because her birth day is not mentioned, so I have mentioned it here for you. She was born on 31st July 1893. So Quaid-e-Azam was born in 1876 and she was born in 1893. So there was almost like 17-18 years, or maybe around 15-16 years difference between the two of them. She's the younger sister of Quaid-e-Azam. You can also mention that she was the younger sister of Quaid-e-Azam, and you can write about this 31st July 1893. So the role in Pakistan movement, which role did she play? It's clearly mentioned here. She played a key role in motivating the Muslim women to participate in the freedom movement, right? You can also write that Fatima Jinnah is also known for her contribution in settling the migrants after the creation of Pakistan. This is point number 2. So you can write both the points, and she's a source of inspiration to women even today. At that time, because women were not very very active in politics, so it was a very they were very rarely participating in politics, and because they were not Muslim women were mostly not allowed to do so. So she is one of those people who were an inspiration for the women of that time, that women can also take part and they can also play an important role in the movement. Okay. So with this, these are the 3 assignments for these 3 personalities which you have to do. Now coming to the other topic, which is Pakistan. Okay. So in the last video, we have read about the neighboring countries of Pakistan, Islamic Republic. We have 4 neighboring countries, which is Iran, China, India, and Afghanistan. So where are they located? Iran is located in the southwest, because we share border in the southwest. Here it is. All right. Then it's China in the north, then it's India in the east, and then it's Afghanistan in the northwest. So the assignment that you are going to do for this part, you're going to write the question, write the names and location of the neighboring countries of Pakistan. All right, and after this you are going to draw this table. I hope you all can see this table very clearly. It's very simple. It has 2 columns and it has 4 rows. So here you are supposed to mention the names of the neighboring countries, and here you have to mention the location of the neighboring countries. After drawing the table, I've done the first one for you. The rest of them you are going to do from your book. It's clearly mentioned. So the first one is Iran. Where is Iran located? It is located in the southwest of Pakistan. It's written here. Take care. The next one is China. And where is China located? China is located in the north of Pakistan. So you will write it here. Similarly, India. India is located in the east of Pakistan. Afghanistan is located in the northwest of Pakistan. So in this way, you are going to do, you are going to complete this question. I hope you have seen it and understood it very clearly. Going to the next page, page number 20. So on page number 20, we read about provinces of Pakistan and some very important information and the physical features of these provinces of Pakistan. So here we have 2 assignments regarding this table. As we have told you in our previous video that so here we have 2 assignments regarding this table. Question number 3. What is question number 3? Name some important rivers, deserts and mountains which are actually the physical features of 4 provinces of Pakistan. Physical features. What are physical features? We have read about it in our previous classes a lot. Physical features are the landforms. Landforms are what? They are rivers, deserts, mountains, plateaus, and lakes, islands. These are called landforms or the physical features of any country. So the physical features of Pakistan, so the physical features which are mentioned in your book are rivers, deserts and mountains. All right. So today we are going to write the names of the important